Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling.
Hey guys, Youngblood Fantasy 91 here with another commentary for you wonderful people. Finally. So recently I made a video regarding the current state of the commentary community. For the purposes of brevity, the condensed version of the video is as follows. The community is not dead, it's a matter of relativism, and people should not resort to extremes and generalize the entire community. However, when it comes to people like Gurigorlo X, it's perfectly okay to generalize the commentary community, jump to conclusions, and get angry at people who commentated on him before. I don't think it helps your case when you let your bitterness get the best of you, because then you resort to saying utterly ridiculous statements. I'll listen in and I'll see what I have to say about this.
Hi there, you sexy motherfuckers.
The trying hard is strong with this one.
I'm just here to discuss that, I've noticed that the commentary community, which used to be very popular last year, has seemed to decline. I mean, I know some people out there still make them, and, you know, I was once a commentator, and to be quite honest, I can't really say I'm not anymore, but even though I haven't made one in months now, but I just wanted to state that I'm fucking glad that the commentary community is fucking unpopular and just dead, practically dead now.
And with that statement, Gurigurlo X has become another carbon copy of the standard We Hate Commentaries user, whose template consists of making irrational statements about the community, acting like a self-righteous douchebag, and taking their unabated hatred to laughable extremes. I'm sorry that you don't like the community, but turning yourself into a caricature does not help your position.
You know, last year, and, well, particularly even farther back, the commentary community was populated by a bunch of fucking snobbish douchebags.
Who do you think you are, a self-appointed commentary historian? Or is this your blatant anger talking? My main question is, how do you define farther back? Do you mean like 2008 or 2009 or 2010? I ask this because if you're not familiar with how the commentary community was in those times, then you have absolutely no right to jump to conclusions about the users of the community. As I have said in my comment to you, were you familiar with Boomstick545, Very Weird Girly09, Darkscream217, Darkraven488, Velocity11, Savage Broadcast, E10 the Third? But wait, I shouldn't be this way because you have a right to stereotype.
Who pretty much stated, okay, you have to make commentaries in this specific order, or else not only we will not like it, but we will make everyone else in the community not like you and make fun of you because you didn't make it in the specific way we wanted to.
Okay, the commentary community did not break out of your computer, tie you in a chair, stick a revolver to your temple, and ask you to make videos in a specific way. The more able members of the community made it a point to find videos that they think are ridiculous and hilarious per their own standards, and so they decided to lampoon it with their own points and opinions. It's not the community's fault that the more competent members of the community have similar ideas regarding quality control and effective video making. It's not a conspiracy to undermine weak users, and in the end, the majority of the criticism stems from how these users voluntarily overreact to dissenting opinions.
By that, I mean very nitpicky things, like how they are, like how these fucking quote-unquote popular at the time commentators were apparently these fucking douchebags who say, okay, if you want to be part of the commentary community, you have to follow these specific orders and you can't try anything new.
Here we see the major downfall of your video. You resort to repeating the one or two talking points you have regarding the community, and you do not do much else. Granted, you try to dredge up examples after minutes of fumbling for words, but such examples are vague, general statements based on your subjective viewpoint. There is a difference between debating and arguing, and suffice to say, you're being argumentative with your baseless raging.
You can't make commentaries on older videos.
If you're talking about videos which describe transient events like drama, reacting to criticism, and discussions about events that occurred years ago, then it's unwise to do a commentary on them because what if the drama ended? What if the person decided to grow up and stop overreacting to criticism? What if such events are so irrelevant that discussing them would be useless? Unless you're talking about major topics such as feminism, religion, politics, and other things that are consistently relevant in our culture, then such transient, ephemeral, isolated events on the internet should not be subject to repeated extended discussion. It's unnecessary.
You can't use videos or memes or whatever.
Some memes are drastically overused, so if you put such overdone memes in your videos, it will make your video look like a carbon copy of 70,000 other videos that used the meme before you. Being creative is not just endemic to this community. Any rising star in any other community used creativity and originality to get to where they are today. Or at least I hope so, because forcing old, overdone memes down everyone else's throats doesn't do your video any favors if we have seen this crap 70,000 times before.
You can't put ponies in them. You can't do this. You can't use fucking, the same old avatars. You can't do this. You can't do that. Fuck you. Okay?
Shut up, guys. I'm sticking it to the commentary community Mayun. He can't tell me what to do. God, it's like the community is forcing me to not use pony and anime avatars, despite those comments actually being satirical. Fucking in my sleep is the devil.
Honestly,
God, such a forced douchey laugh. I'm so witty.
And I know that if I mention the names of some of the commentators that at the time were popular, I'm certain someone out there is going to complain, No, those people are so much better than you.
Well, it would have helped your case if you actually did provide concrete examples, but seeing that you're fearful of the backlash and you're trying to hide that cowardice behind this pseudo-arrogant facade, I guess that recommendation would mean nothing.
You're a fucking douchebag, and, I will admit, I am not, the best video maker in the world, okay? I, in fact, am below average.
Oh, so that would explain why this entire video is built on shoddy points and over-the-top acting. Thanks for your direct admission.
And you know what? What else pisses me off is that I actually played along with it at the time. I did not say, okay, you know what, no, fuck you guys, because I was afraid of being a commentary target for a bunch of these assholes, so I pretty much tried to follow the orders of how they went.
You act as if some unimaginable pressure was placed on you to do these things. Interpret it however you want, but you are absolutely exaggerating. There are no set rules in the community, only conventions that people follow. As I said in videos past, conventions can be broken. It's a matter of being creative, but if you're going to act like trying to inspire creativity is the same thing as Ash's conformity, fine. Just know that you're wrong.
Even though I failed miserably, but, that is in the past now. But basically, I was being a nitpicky douchebag in my original commentaries. And, not just the Ben the Looney commentaries, some of the other commentaries as well. Even the ones that I would consider, in my opinion, at least watchable. Still have their fair share as me being a nitpicky douchebag.
Way to go, you're stereotyping people in the community again. I don't know what's worse, the fact that you're relying on generalizations or the fact that you're so vitriolic you're willing to say anything about the community even if it's patently false.
Whining about how, you can't make videos like this way, and
I've already outlined before why such criticism stems from overlap of similar opinions from competent commentators in the community. I've also mentioned how you're being hyperbolic, and from what I see, you're getting defensive over critique. Furthermore, you're distorting what other people said to justify your bitterness.
You can't put fucking clips in it. You can't have a fucking pony avatar, or a Sonic avatar, or a Pokemon avatar, because that's so cliche. What the fuck is wrong with that, okay? Good God.
I swear, the rage is literally gushing out of your video and it's almost hilarious to watch. All you are doing is returning to the same 2 or 3 points you are making throughout the video to re-emphasize how unsupported your abhorrence of the community is. It seems to me you jumped on the coattails of the whole commentary community is dying trend and then used that as a pretext to rage. Then you simultaneously claimed some members of the community are acting like the thought police. Get over yourself.
So, okay, apparently having, different fucking Pokemon or Pony or whatever as your fucking avatar is apparently such a fucking crime. Oh wow, that is just so horrible. That is the worst fucking thing. And if someone out there says, well, it's because it's old and, everyone does it. You know what? So what? It's YouTube. I think that's my biggest problem with the commentary community. They try to make it into a quality control on a website like YouTube. YouTube is not a quality control fucking place.
Ever hear of the community guidelines? No? I don't know. I mean, if you have such guidelines, that kind of hints at quality control. I know that people upload videos regardless, but you can't say YouTube has no semblance of quality control when they have guidelines which explicitly point out what the head honchos want and do not want on YouTube. Say all you want about how arbitrary certain quality control standards are for isolated communities on YouTube, but don't spout erroneous statements like this where you show your clear ignorance on the matter.
Okay? You're gonna get a lot of shitty fucking videos on it because, simply put, anyone could upload anything on it as long as they have a YouTube account and, have Windows Movie Maker, Sony Vegas, or whatever the fuck, or probably even just a camera. They could just upload anything.
Yes, people can upload anything they want, even though YouTube got into fights with Warner Music Group, Viacom, Mediaset, Summit Entertainment, and Universal Music Group over copyrighted content. You may want to put a filter on the word anything, since clearly people received DMCAs and flag notices before.
Why do you think so many shitty YouTubers out there are so popular, despite you may question why they're popular to begin with? Because anyone can make a video on it.
Problem is, you're not outlining which YouTubers you think are terrible. For all I know, you may think Ray William Johnson is good, even though I think his videos are poor and his premise unoriginal and derivative. I'm not arguing that only a small fraction of people can have their videos uploaded on here. Millions of videos are uploaded each day. What I am saying is that your language is unclear. I think you mean to say everyone theoretically could upload a video on here. In practice, videos can be blocked in other countries, could have their audio removed, or could be removed off here entirely. How do you explain that?
And to be fair, I shouldn't really judge people for liking, those sorts of videos, because at least those people put effort, and at least, as far as I know, those popular YouTubers are not nearly as snobbish as the quote-unquote popular commentators at the time.
Now you're just saying that to throw in personal attacks. Such a badass. As much as they appear edgy to you, they are rather ineffectual at proving your point. Also, this may be my opinion, but I'm pretty sure I can list several popular YouTubers that are without a doubt arrogant, obnoxious, and self-righteous, up to but not including people like Onision, PewDiePie, Ray William Johnson, and in part The Amazing Atheist. If you think they pale in comparison to people in the commentary community, then boy are you myopic as all get out.
Which I am very thankful that commentaries are dead.
Which is absolutely incorrect, but do go on.
And does that mean that I am gonna stop making commentaries? Well, I don't know, because I remember a long time ago I said, I'm not gonna make commentaries anymore, but then I, went on and just made a bunch more later on, so quite honestly, I can't really say no.
You revile the community. You wish it to be dead. But you're debating about continuing commentaries. You're entertaining the possibility that you want to create more commentaries. Therefore, you're entertaining the possibility that you want to maintain the existence of this community. Did you even listen to yourself before publishing this video? Or again, was this the byproduct of careless impulse?
I can't really say yes either, but, we'll never know. But I will say this, that all this time, I kept it inside about how much I was pissed off with how obnoxiously snobbish and how obnoxious the douchebags who apparently were the kings of the commentary community.
Look, the only reason you're angry is because you got criticized before, and you just couldn't find it within you to not take it as seriously as you did. Now here you are, months later, bitter at the community and finding reasons to declaim it. But your points are threadbare and your anger is overpowering your better judgment. And since when did anybody declare themselves kings of the community? The only time I ever heard anything remotely like that was in jest. If you took that seriously, then that's your problem.
And how they told everyone, you have to make videos like this or else you're gonna be a troll bait to everyone. And look, I understand if they do something fucking stupid, but if it's stuff like, simple nitpicky stuff, you know what? Even critical stuff, let's be honest. It's YouTube. You're not a fucking movie critic. Seriously, grow the fuck up.
I could say the same for you, since you're whining over this community like an infantile child. Any sort of criticism we had about an overabundance of anime avatars, pony avatars, and how people edit their videos are mostly done as satire. If you really cannot see this and are willing to miscategorize that as snobbish nitpicking, then I suppose you have an underdeveloped sense of discernment.
Oh, and by the way, on a side note, I think that rants and reviews, in general, are far more entertaining to watch than the majority of the commentaries out there, because simply put, at least those kind of communities aren't populated by a bunch of fucking snobbish pricks.
You seem to act like you're the sole authority on which community has more douchebags. I was a part of the ranting community several years ago between 2008 and 2010. Towards the end of 2010, people said the same thing. Rants were dying, and the first-generation ranting community consisted of nothing but douchebags, nitpickers, and losers who were trying hard to get YouTube fame. I'm detecting a pattern here. Now, if you're willing to give the ranting community a pass and look past people's constant panning of the community, yet somehow feel you have carte blanche to harangue the commentary community, it clearly shows your unmitigated bias and your obvious ability to recycle defective arguments from 2010. Well done.
You know, it's funny that, commentaries used to be so unstoppable and everyone was doing them, and now they sort of went the way of the fucking dodo bird.
Again, absolutely wrong. The romanticism is there, but the facts are non-existent.
And you know what? Overall, I'm glad. You know what? Good job. I'm glad it's gone. Sure, you may have a couple of people here and there doing them. I might probably still do them in the future.
I don't think you even reviewed what you said before you posted on here. Your coming back would contradict the entire premise of your video, albeit based on false reasoning. You would be indirectly supporting something that you made clear you hated. You would be living a lie.
Honestly, you know what? They're not the most entertaining thing in the world. And considering that they've been ruined by horrible, horrible people.
I swear, this whole "the commentary community is the worst place ever" routine is more unsupported than a Greek temple with no columns. People critical of the ranting community said the same thing after they felt slighted by the community. So this is the same song and dance routine we've heard for years. It's not any more novel.
Just, wow. In a spectacular fashion, I'm just glad that they have lost their popularity. So, yeah, thank you for watching this video, everyone, and, My Little Pony is much better than SpongeBob. Goodbye, my friends.
Thanks for letting us know you like something more than something else. It's so pertinent to the video. And that's the way it is. I feel Girly Girlo X is trying to be a poser of the highest degree. Other people have come out and said the community is dying, and several others have uttered provocative and unnecessary hateful rhetoric regarding people in the community. So Girly Girlo X decided it would be great to echo such bile and make a video on the state of the community despite making a paltry amount of points with minimal evidence and unsupported incendiary comments. All I have to say is this: you can love a community, you can hate a community, but if you're going to make such biased, idiotic, and ridiculous statements like these, be prepared to be criticized. It's the same in every community. I don't think Girly Girlo X would appreciate it if someone made a video saying that every member of the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic community are socially stunted, obese men that frequent their parents' basements and pleasure themselves to pony porn. If that can be classified as a generalization, then saying that the commentary community is nothing more than a collection of douchebags and highfalutin users should be classified as the same. That is logic in action. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this. This is Youngblood Fantasy 91. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you all in the brighter later.